welcome back to another video. Okay, in this video here, what we're working with is creating those angles and understanding how to move forward, back, left, and right. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our fight stance. Let's get this party started. So steady shoulder width apart, take our dominant side leg, take a small step back. If you don't know what your dominant side leg is, go to the previous video so you can figure all that out. All right, take those elbows, putting those floating ribs, think about tucking her chin, looking over our eyebrows here in our fight stance. Now, first thing you think about doing is stepping forward. All right, I'm gonna step with my lead side leg, and I'm gonna drive off my back leg, making sure that my hips are still facing forward the whole time, making sure that I do not take too much of a step where my backside leg is coming to the front. This is what I do not want to do. I don't want to step and then step here. All right, it's just wrong. Okay, we're not doing that right now. You want to think about is just going step, step here, keeping those knees nice and bent. All right. Now, you notice I'm still shifting my weight back and forth here. Let's go ahead and step forward one more time. Step forward, boom, good. Now we're gonna be stepping back. We're gonna step with our back leg first. So whatever leg's in the back, we're gonna step with that leg first, and then I'm gonna drive off this leg here, coming back to stance, all right? So I'm gonna step back, good. All right, step forward, good, step back, step forward, step back, good. Let's go to that left side. So when we go to that left side, you want to think about stepping with our left leg first. I step with my left leg, then I'm gonna drive off my backside leg and my right leg and come here to my stance here, right? Still keeping those knees nice and bent. So when I go to the left, boom, boom, all right? Now, when I go to their right side, I'm gonna step with my right leg, big step, and I'm gonna take a small step here, come to my stance here. Making sure that I'm not stepping with my opposite leg first, okay? So if I go to the right side, I step with my right leg first. If I go to the left, I step with my left leg first. It doesn't matter what stance you go in. That's pretty simple. If you go to the right, you step with your right leg first, right? So I'll step to the right, step, step. If I go to the left, step with my left, all right? When I go forward, step with my lead side leg. When I go back, I step with my back side leg, all right? So let's go to the left. Ha, gotcha. Let's go to the right. Let's go to the right. To the right. Let's go to the left. To the left. Forward. Back. Right. Left. All right. So pretty simple. All right. So now let's go ahead and go add some punches on it. All right. So I'm gonna go here. Forward. 2. Making sure that I'm in my stance before I start throwing those strikes. Back. 3. To the left. 1. Double 1. To the right. 2. To the right. 3. Back. 4. To the left. 2. Right. Cross. Left. 2. Back. 1. Left. 3. Right. Cross across. 2. Nice work, nice work, all right? So that was pretty simple, going forward, back, left, right, and then adding our punches on after we get our balance up under us, right? So we're not gonna be throwing the punches while we're trying to move, get your balance up on you, then start trying to throw the punches after you have your balance up under you, okay? So now what we think about doing is understanding how to create angles, all right? So creating angles on the left side and then creating angles on our right side, all right? So I always like to put a prop in front of me just to kind of get a visual cue, right? Want to make sure that I'm creating these angles, getting off to the side of my opponent. So I'm gonna go over here and take my 2 gloves here, right? I'm gonna take my 2 gloves here. I'm just gonna put them right here in front of me, just like this, all right? Like somebody was mimicking my fight stance here. So just in the stance here, what I want to think about doing is when I create this angle to my left side, I want to think about stepping, and then I'm just gonna pivot, pulling this hip back, and it's gonna be here, all right? If you notice, I'm at this angle here, and my opponent has to turn to get back into on the same train tracks as me, okay? So one more time, I was gonna be here in my stance. I'm gonna go to that left side, I'm gonna stepping here towards the 11 o'clock, the 11:30 mark. I'm gonna step, and I'm gonna pivot, and then keep my knees nice and bent, all right? Keeping those hands up. So I'm step and pivot. Let's just throw 2 punches at the end. Boom, boom. Reset again. 3 punches after we step and pivot. Step, pivot, 3. Boom, boom, boom. Good. Reset again. 2. Step, pivot, 2 punches. Boom, boom. Good. All right. So pretty simple, right? So just understanding how to step and go to that side, making sure that our hips are here in this stance, making sure, one more thing, make sure we don't do this. Make sure you don't step here and then go into the stance here. We don't want to be in an opposite stance. We want to make sure that our lead side leg stays in the front, our left leg stays in the front. So I'm stepping, then I'm pivoting, all right? Only time that you would go to this side if you're southpaw, all right? But we're not gonna get into that, okay? So now let's go ahead and go to the other side now. We're going to the other side. We're gonna think about stepping with our right leg. We're gonna do a step and slide. We'll be going here towards the 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock mark, or sorry, 1:30 to 2 o'clock mark here, all right? So I'm just gonna be stepping, and then it's gonna be sliding here, getting off center line, all right? So if you notice, my opponent is still in this position here, okay? So one more time, I'm just gonna step, slide, boom, boom. Right here in my stance, keeping those knees nice and bent, and I'm able to fire some strikes right back once I get from here, all right? So one more time, I'm just gonna step, slide, boom, 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 all right? So let's go ahead and have a little fun with this. We're gonna be going to the left and we'll be going to the right. We're gonna be throwing some punches at the end. I'm gonna call for the punches after we create that side, all right? Just have a little fun with it, making sure that you have your balance up on you each and every time. Remember, slow the technique down, perfect the technique, all right? So I'm just gonna step, pivot, boom, 2 punches. I'm gonna step, slide, 3 punches. Step, slide, 2 punches. Step, pivot, 2 punches. Step, pivot, 1 punch. Step, slide, 3 punches. Step, slide, 2 punches. Step, slide, cross. Step, pivot, 2 punches. Step, pivot, 1 punch. Double jab. To the right, so we're gonna step, slide again, cross hook, step, slide, cross across, good, step, pivot, 2 punches, step, pivot, 3 punches, step, pivot again, 2 punches, step, slide, cross hook, step, slide, cross hook, step, slide, cross hook. Nice work, nice work. If I was going a little bit faster, it's totally fine to slow it down. If you missed a few of the strikes that we're doing, it's okay, all right? I've been doing this for a really long time, and sometimes I get excited and I start going super fast, all right? But I have worked on my technique enough where I can do that, okay? When I first started off doing this, I stood in front of the bag. I asked my coach, like, what can I get better at? How can I get better at this? And he was like, well, you need to work on your jab, you need to work on your cross, you need to work on your teep, you need to work on all these things. This is how you do it. Now it's up to you to do it. Stood in front of the bag for like an hour and a half, sit there and worked on my jab, worked on my cross, worked on my teep, and I got better at those. The next time he came in, like a couple hours later, he was like, oh crap, you've been in here this whole time doing this? I'm like, yeah. And he could see the difference, right? So repetition, 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 but practicing good repetition, all right? So if you sit here and just do this, oh, okay, my jab's better. No, it's actually not. Or my cross is better. It's not, all right? So you gotta make sure that you sit down and making sure that you're getting that full extension, feeling what your body is doing each and every time, all right? Instead of just trying to rush through it. I hope you enjoyed this. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. If you have any questions, leave comments in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to get back with you, all right? Crock and cop.